Hey, I'm Florence. I'm 24, slinging coffee by day and chasing my writing dreams by night. Not exactly where I thought I'd be at this point, but hey, a girl's got to eat, right? Florence, table 3 needs a refill. My manager calls out. I nod, grabbing the pot. Just another day in paradise. As I top off mugs, my phone buzzes. Mom, probably calling about Brittany's engagement party. I brace myself and answer on my break. Florence, honey, have you picked up your dress for the party yet? She asks. I sigh, not yet, Mom. I've been busy with work, and, well, made sure it's not too flashy. We don't want to outshine Brittany on her big day, right? Heaven forbid anyone steal the spotlight from golden child Brittany. After my shift, I meet up with my best friend, Alex, at our favorite diner. So how's the great American novel coming along? He asks, sliding into the booth. I groan, burying my face in my hands. It's not. I can't focus with all this party drama. Alex rolls his eyes. Ah, yes, the engagement extravaganza. How's dear cousin Brittany? Perfect as always, I mutter. You know how it is. Brittany's getting married, and well, here. Hey, Alex says, his tone serious. You're doing just fine. Don't let them get in your head. I nod, but it's hard. Every family gathering is a minefield of comparisons and helpful suggestions about my life choices. Later that week, I'm at my parents' house, helping with party prep. Mom's in full stress mode. Florence, be a dear and hang these streamers. And remember, Brittany likes them just so. I bite back a sarcastic comment and start hanging. That's when I hear Brittany's voice floating from the kitchen. Oh, Aunt Karen, you're too kind. Florence? Oh, she's finding her way. Bless her heart. My cheeks burn. Classic Brittany, sweet as pie to your face, sharp as a knife behind your back. As the day winds down, Dad pulls me aside. Flory, I know things have been tough, but try to be happy for Brittany, okay? No more of your incidents. Incidents? Like the time Brittany's harmless prank at my high school graduation left me with a sprained ankle. But sure, I'm the problem. Despite it all, I'm determined to make this work, to be the bigger person. As I leave, Mom calls out, don't forget, the party starts at 6 sharp. And Florence, do try to smile more. I force a grin and wave goodbye. But as I drive home, I can't shake this feeling of dread. Brittany's parties always end in disaster for me, one way or another. But this time will be different, right? This time, I'll keep my cool, play nice, and maybe, just maybe, get through one family event without drama. The date of Brittany's engagement party arrives, and I'm determined to stay positive. I show up early, plastering on my best fake smile as I help set up. Florence, you actually clean up nice, Brittany chirps, eyeing my dress. Though, honey, you might want to ease up on the carbs, just saying. I grit my teeth. Thanks, Britt, you look lovely. As guests pour in, I play the role of the perfect, supportive cousin. Smile, nod, laugh at the right moments. But Brittany seems determined to push my buttons. During the toasts, she clinks her glass. I just want to thank everyone for coming. Even Florence managed to tear herself away from her little coffee shop dreams. Laughter ripples through the crowd. My cheeks burn. Alex, bless him, squeezes my hand under the table. Ignore her, he whispers. But Brittany's just warming up. As we move to the buffet, she loudly comments, oh Flo, maybe skip the cake. Wouldn't want to strain those dress seams. I bite my tongue so hard I taste blood. Then come the group photos. Brittany insists I stand at the back, for height reasons. Thought we're the same height. Brittany, I finally snap. Can we not do this today? She blinks innocently. Do what? I'm just trying to include you, Flo. No need to be so sensitive. As the party progresses, her jokes grow meaner, more pointed. Each one chips away at my resolve. Remember when Florence thought she'd be a famous author by now? Bless her heart. Oh, Flo's still single. Well, not everyone can be lucky in love and life. I'm at my breaking point when Brittany announces a special surprise. Florence, be a dear and help me in the kitchen, she calls sweetly. Against my better judgment, I follow her. In the kitchen, a large pot sits on the stove. I thought we'd do a little tea ceremony, Brittany explains. You know, for cultured people. As she lifts the pot, I see a glint in her eye that makes my blood run cold. Before I can react, she stumbles. Searing pain explodes across my chest and arms as boiling water cascades over me. I scream, my vision blurring. Oh my God. Brittany shrieks. It was an accident. Florence, why did you get in the way? Through the haze of pain, I see her smirk. This was no accident. Chaos erupts. People rush in, voices overlapping. Call an ambulance. Brittany, are you okay? Alex pushes through the crowd, his face pale. Florence, we need to get her to the hospital now. But Mom steps in, her voice tight. Now, let's not overreact. I'm sure it's not that bad. Florence, stop making such a fuss. You're ruining Brittany's party. I can't believe what I'm hearing. My skin feels like it's on fire. And they're worried about the party. Are you kidding me? Alex explodes. She needs medical attention. Brittany sniffles dramatically. I feel terrible. Florence, can't you just put some ice on it? That's when I snap. Through gritted teeth, I manage to say, Alex, get me out of here. As Alex leads me out, ignoring my family's protests, my phone starts pinging like crazy. Later, I'll see a barrage of angry messages. How could you make such a scene? You always have to make everything about you. Brittany is devastated. I hope you're happy. In the car, racing toward the hospital, the pain is overwhelming. But something else cuts deeper, the realization that my family cares more about a party than my well-being. You're going to be okay, Alex keeps saying, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. I nod, fighting back tears. But as the adrenaline fades and the true horror of what just happened sinks in, I can't help but wonder, will anything ever be okay again? The hospital room is quiet except for the steady beep of machines. I stare at my bandaged arms, still processing the events of the past few days. Alex walks in, his face a mix of concern and anger. How you holding up, Flo? Like I've been boiled alive, I mutter. Any word from the family? He hesitates. Your parents called. They want you to consider not pressing charges, for the sake of family unity. I laugh bitterly, wincing at the pain it causes. Family unity, right. Just then, we heard voices outside my hospital room. It was my aunt and uncle, Brittany's parents. I don't know why Florence is making such a big deal out of this, my aunt hissed. Brittany's always been a bit competitive with her, but she'd never do something like this on purpose. My uncle sighed. Remember the science fair incident, or Florence's college acceptance party? There was a pause. Those were different, my aunt insisted. Brittany was just a kid then. As their voices faded, Alex and I exchanged shocked looks. Science fair incident, he asked. Memories flooded back. The night before judging, my project mysteriously ruined and Brittany winning first place. I always assumed it was an accident, but now... Alex, I said slowly, I think we need to do some digging. Over the next few days, as I recovered, Alex became a one-man investigation team. He talked to old classmates, dug up yearbooks, and even sweet-talked my grandmother into sharing some old family videos. What he uncovered made me sick. Flo, look at this, he said, showing me his phone. It was a series of texts from Brittany to her friend, dated the day before the engagement party. Can't wait to put little Miss Perfect in her place tomorrow. Got a special surprise planned. She planned it, I whispered, feeling numb. All of it. But the revelations didn't stop there. Alex had compiled a list, my ruined science fair project. Brittany had bragged to friends about sabotaging it. The accidental punch spill on my prom dress, premeditated. Even my recent breakup, Brittany had been feeding my ex lies about me for months. As the evidence piled up, my family's pressure to forgive and forget grew more intense. Florence, honey, my mom said during one visit, I know Brittany can be difficult, but she's family. Can't you just let this go? I stared at her, disbelieving. Let it go. Mom, I have second-degree burns. She flinched. I know, but... No buts. I cut her off. This ends now. The confrontation came sooner than I expected. Oh, Flo, I feel just awful. It was a terrible accident. You forgive me, right? For the sake of the family? Brittany said, her voice dripping with fake sincerity. I looked at her, really looked at her, maybe for the first time. Drop the act, Brittany. I know everything. Her face changed, the mask slipping. Everything? The science fair, the prom dress, my ex, this accident, all of it. For a moment she looked cornered. Then her eyes narrowed. So what? It's not my fault you're so pathetic that taking you down is child's play. Gasps filled the room. We both turned to see my parents and Alex standing in the doorway, having heard everything. "Brittany," my mom exclaimed, shocked. But Brittany was done pretending. "Oh, please. You all made it so easy, always comparing us, always pushing perfect Florence in my face. Well, guess what? I won. I always win." She stormed out, leaving the room in stunned silence. My parents looked shell-shocked. Alex was furious, and me? I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Free. "I think," I said quietly, "we need to talk about some changes in this family." I made a decision that shocked everyone. I was cutting ties with the toxic parts of my family, including my parents, who had enabled Brittany for years. "Florence, you can't be serious," my mom pleaded over the phone. "I am," I replied, my voice steady. "I need to focus on healing, physically and emotionally." It wasn't easy, but with each day, I felt stronger. I poured my pain, anger, and hope into writing. The words flowed like never before, and before I knew it, I had a manuscript. Alex read it first. "Flo, this is incredible. You have to publish it." To my surprise, extended family members and old friends reached out, offering their support. "We always knew something was off with Brittany," my cousin Sarah admitted. "We should have said something sooner." As I focused on my recovery and writing, news about Brittany trickled in. Her fiancé had called off the engagement after learning the truth, and her job had let her go due to character concerns. Meanwhile, my book, Burned But Not Broken, caught the attention of a publisher. Suddenly, I was doing interviews and book signings. The girl who once felt invisible was now being heard. One day, I received a call from my dad. "Florence, we've been doing a lot of thinking and therapy. We'd like to try to make amends." I took a deep breath. "I appreciate that, Dad, but I need more time." The day of my book launch arrived, and the venue was packed with supportive faces. Alex, my new friends, even some family members who had recognized the truth and made amends. As I stood at the podium, I caught sight of a familiar face slipping in at the back, Brittany, looking far less polished than I remembered. For a moment, our eyes met. I saw anger there, but also something else, regret, envy. It didn't matter. I had moved on. "Thank you all for coming," I began. "This book is about survival, about rising from the ashes of betrayal and finding your own voice." As applause filled the room, a sense of peace washed over me. The road had been hard, but I had come out stronger. And as I looked out at the sea of supportive faces, I knew that while blood might be thicker than water, true family is the one you choose. And that's a wrap on Florence's journey from family scapegoat to successful author. Now I've got a question that might stir up some debate. If you were in Florence's shoes, would you ever consider reconciling with your parents, knowing they enabled years of abuse? Is there a point where family loyalty should end, or should we always leave the door open for redemption? Drop your thoughts in the comments.